but like it's impossible not to. But yeah, their FaZe is such a good respawn team. You can't expect a team like ISO, who I think they're relatively new together, or at least Dito's relatively new addition. Like the Search and Destroy are must wins. Like maybe you could randomly pull off a CTF, and maybe you could pull off an uplink, but it's still not very likely. And you can see just like in the hard point, just how like powerful like FaZe is in the slaying category compared to ISO.
Dito almost able to clutch that 1v2. Enable at the end picks up that kill. It's going to be FaZe winning that first round. First round so important in S&D, just sets the pace for the whole map. And to give you guys an update, TCM versus SB has finally begun. Looks like it's the second rotation of Hill, second Hill. It's going to be TCM up 169-104 there. So they have a pretty nice cushion. We're going to go on with FaZe, though, here through the second round, see what they decide to do on offense.
Looks like FaZe is just kind of do the same thing they did on Solar earlier against TR, where they hang back and play picks, and everyone's going to try and snipe. And it looks like now Enable is going to be moving the bomb kind of slowly through Garage, trying to work the B bomb site. But again, all four players from FaZe kind of spread out, just waiting to get that first blood.
Yep, all the players from FaZe kind of spread out a little bit. It ends up working against them. That's going to be ISO pushing straight through that back alley. Going to go on board with Hook. He's going to be able to take out one as another player directly to his left. Going to leave Enable in a 1v3 situation. He has one player directly in mid-street. I think he thought that player pushed over that truck. Just not exactly sure. And you see on the map, they have him just pretty much pinned in any location he goes. Not a good spot for Enable.
Yeah, no, not at all. And there's also like a player in that pick garage area waiting to get the cutoffs from B, and then the other two pretty much have A bomb unlocked. He's able to spot one, but that player was able to dip in the hospital before he got killed with the sniper, but that's just going to allow them to pressure him even more. He's able to actually pick up Nelson right there, and he's trying to get a pick with a sniper left in 1v2, but only 20 seconds to work with. Those players from iSolation are behind him, but maybe he can get this bomb down, but nah, the players from ISO are too quick on the hunt, but they've actually stopped at hospital, so he is going to be able to get this bomb down. Expect them to be challenging right away. He's going to have some huge gunfights to go down, and Lethal is able to clean him up pretty much right away, so Naval not able to clutch up the 1v3.
That was not the best played 3v1 from ISO. They had great positioning. I'm going to switch off Llama's screen, probably mess with your guys' heads. Not the best played round after that. I know they were able to get it to that 3v1. The first player dies. The next two just let Enable pretty much walk right by. And Enable goes to B. He's able to get bombed down and get out of there. That's a very difficult situation to be put at that point in time. So don't want to say they got lucky with that one, but they got pretty fortunate. Enable does not make that decision. Going to go on board with Havoc as he's going to snipe across off the bat. And one person being very aggressive for FaZe. You can see it's Zuma over in this mid-Atlas area. He's got two players directly to his left. He's going to fall all the way back. Players putting shots in from iSolation. It looked like Dito on your screen with the sniper rifle, trying to get a pick in Garage. And it's what we've seen a lot of today. A lot of overkill sniper action.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's such like an absolutely useful thing to do, and it doesn't really cost you that much to be running that class, as you can really afford to have three, and if you really want to, you can still have four players run it. Most teams don't do that because it is a bit ridiculous, but you know, the overkill sniper thing, it's pretty viable with the pick 13 system, because like in Black Ops 2 they had the pick 13, but you had to worry about score streaks, and no one really seems to be a big fan of those. Bomb's going to go down from LlamaGod, but Zuma able to pick him up right away. Zuma is going to get traded though, so 3v3 with bomb down.
Yep, and Enable, he's just going to be playing over on the right side of school, just trying to bait the players out of ISO. They're able to bait one out. Dito, last one alive. Enable should be able to go in, finish him off, and he does. It's going to be another round win for FaZe. Good defensive hold out of FaZe. I think they need to just do something, you know, on the offensive side, I know, differently. They can't play for picks on this map. On the offensive side of things, they got to play a little bit faster.
Yeah, without a doubt. Obviously, you know, the ISO squad doesn't have the luxury that we have of watching them play the previous Search and Destroy, but I think it's pretty well known among like the top teams in the league of all the different like general like team strategies and what they do. So it's known that FaZe just kind of hangs back most of the time and plays pick. So exactly right, they need to switch it up in something, but it looks like they're going to be doing the exact same thing again. Granted, it does work for them, but this is why stuff like pre-nades, as you see from Dito, are able to work, because you always have a general feel for where the FaZe players are going to be.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the way FaZe plays offense at all on this map. Detroit on the defensive side of things, you can pretty much just sit in the bomb site areas. You don't have to poke out at all. Pretty easy to play defense. They're pretty much attacking ISO one by one. You saw Zuma run in, He died real quick. Then you saw Hook in the kill feed. He just ran and died real quick. Here we see Slasher. He's about to make some moves that'll result in his death, probably. He's actually going to be able to take out LlamaGod. Now he's going to try and push into green alone. He's going to get taken out, leaving Enable yet again in another 3v1.
Yeah, and ISO really has done a good job of trading, excuse me. Obviously, that last round where they, kind of had a faulty little bit, mishap with the 3v1, but able to clutch that out nicely. But other than that, doing a, fantastic job of every single time. Like Slasher got the pre-snipe within 2 seconds, he gets cleaned up right away. But again, ISO in a 2v1 situation are going to be allowing Enable specifically to plant the bomb, and now they're making their move to B. It looks like both are pushing up through mid-map. Enable's got both of them in front of him, not able to clean either one up. Nelson able to take him out, shoots his body a little bit, and then goes to defuse the bomb.
Yep. His teammate's going to end up getting that defuse. Nelson just going to say no on top of Enable's body. And it looks like it's going to be all tied up at 2-2. Enable could have played that a little bit slower, had an extra grenade in his back pocket. Probably could have used that if they started to get on bomb, but elected to challenge it right away. Almost able to catch them off guard in those mid stairs, just not able to do it. Can be tied all up 2-2.
Yeah, he did have the head glitch working for him to an extent, so for a second I thought he might have actually been able to pull it off, and I was going to be upset that ISO kind of bunched up together too much, but obviously that's not how that worked out. ISO, again, played it pretty well, and this time the pre-nades are going to come in favor of FaZe as Huke is going to kill Nelson right on top of A-bomb, and you're going to see players responding that on ISO by, Dito backed all the way up in the spawn, then the other two players are just kind of hanging around Hospital. Yep,
LlamaGod on your screen, just going to try and make a play over on the A-bomb side. He's going to push straight through. Hook up top in the corner. He's able to take him out. Hook sees another player. He's going to get sniped by Dito, so 2 dead for this FaZe lineup. It's going to be a 2v1. It's going to be Dito going up against Slasher and Enable. Going to be able to take out Slasher. Enable directly to his left. I don't think Dito has any idea where Enable is currently at. And Enable going to finish that kill off. Nice win for Enable. He's been going huge in S&D all day long.
Yeah, Dito right there is just making a lot of noise jumping around mid-map like that. He could have backed up, tried to wrap back to the A-bomb side or something like that, and turned it into more of a true 1v1, but Enable essentially just able to trade that kill after Dito picked up whatever player that was to make it a 1v1. But no matter, 3-2 round count in favor of FaZe, but they're going to be back on offense, and again, you've said it before, I'll say it again, they really should switch it up. Obviously, hanging back in their base, they're getting pre-nade and stuff, and it looks like now they're actually going to be making some moves towards A. So Enable rushing right into Hospital, able to clean up that first kill, getting the first blood. So FaZe already having the advantageous stuff going in their favor when they're playing more aggressive.
Yep, LlamaGod, he's going to be playing inside Hospital as well, but this is what I want to keep a note on. It's going to be Slasher and the rest of FaZe. Looks like they're going to try and nade out of green and then push straight down this A street. Slasher's going to get a slide. He's going to get a jump. Going to try and challenge Nelson over there in green. Not able to take him out. Hook on your screen. He's going to be over in Hospital. It's kind of odd that nobody on FaZe went with Slasher right away. Enable, he's going to have the bomb. There's another player in Hospital directly already. Look how far Zuma has gotten away from Enable. They're very spread out right now, and it looks like Zuma's going to put some shots down onto Dito. Looks like Dito on his screen trying to jump up, get a snipe shot. Both going after the snipes on each other. They know where Dito is. He's the last one alive. Zuma just stops looking at him for whatever reason. Going to have another Dito Enable 1v1. Bomb should be going down over on the B-bomb side.
Yep, and once again, Enable, able to plant the bomb. Been able to do it every single round, and ISO has done nothing to stop the bomb plant at least, but also both times after Enable plants it, he does get cleaned up and killed, so not necessarily in a rough spot. Both these guys have 8 kills, so about as even as a 1v1 as you could really get.
Yeah, let's see how Dito decides to play this. He's going to just use that boost, try and catch Enable off guard. Enable's going to know exactly where Dito goes, going to pop right out of the window, able to take him out. Fantastic plays out of Enable, starting things off here 9-2. Really, he's transformed himself into a very good S&D player.
Yeah, I mean, he had the 3v1 situation, was able to get one and then get bombed down, but, obviously 3v1 is a little bit too tough. Then he had the 2v1 situation, was able to get the bomb down again, then, just kind of got double teamed, not much you can do in there. And then finally, when he gets put in a 1v1, more of an equal situation, he is able to come out on top.
Yeah, Enable, very talented in S&D now. Something him and Formal coming over from Halo had to work on a lot. Formal came over, was very raw on S&D, was able to snipe not much else after that. Has definitely figured it out, though, here in Advanced Warfare. Going to go on with Dito. As you see, he's going to get over wall. I believe that's Zuma mid-map. He's actually taken out. Dito's going to pick a fantastic kill right there on a Slasher. Going to make a 3v2 in favor of ISO, and Dito has spotted one player crossing mid-map. Going to miss that shot. Player's going to challenge him into school. He's going to be able to take out Zuma. It's going to leave Hook, last one alive.
Yeah, that was a really aggressive play by Zuma right there, you know, leaving Hugh behind and then trying to make the challenge in school. But he ended up in 1v3. Sniper didn't go down. Hugh taken out. 4v3, still in favor of FaZe. But ISO, you know, not going down without a fight. And Tito having a pretty good game. Sitting 11-6 on 3 kill streak, sniping some people.
Yeah, Dito starting to heat up a little bit. But a very nice round there in S&D. Needed that, though. His team couldn't afford to lose that one go down even more. Going to go on board with FaZe, though, on the offensive side of things. See what they're going to decide to do here. They know they've been having success going at that fast pace, but they just seem reluctant to commit to it every round. It seems like they're going to come out slow, throwing these nades again.
Yep, but as we've seen quite a few times, Zuma able to get that first pick with the sniper rifle. Lethal, however, is going to be able to get the trade on Hugh to leave us in a 3v3, but you see, ISO has complete control of that A-bomb site, although Zuma able to get a second pick. I have no idea why the players from ISO continue to push out in, like, the sight line of FaZe. If they know FaZe is hanging on the back of the base and Zuma has already shot one of your teammates, you know, I personally wouldn't get, like, anywhere in sight of that, and I would just kind of play back, because obviously you said it before, playing back on defense on Detroit can work in your favor, and you can force the engagements. But now, going to be in a 1v2, this time in favor of FaZe. LlamaGod sitting at 1-5, throwing some nades down on bomb, getting connected with some hit markers, but Enable still able to get the bomb. It looks like they might have a gunfight here in a second from mid-map, but both players just kind of hanging out right in this area. Enable not able to...
Oh my...
I think you just broke my Skype with that yell.
Yo, Slashers just gotta quit. That wasn't good. That was not good at all. Well, LlamaGod's able to win that round for iSolation. Fully expected them to win if he's gonna do stuff like that. That was pretty insane. Gonna get off things with LlamaGod again. You make a play like that, we'll watch you again. He's gonna take Zuma out at the start of the round. I don't know what to even say about that chance. That was just absurd.
I mean, there was like a perfect play by him. Gets the kill on Enable, who knew was kind of tucked away in that back bomb site, and turned just to check his flank, because you pretty much after that have to pre-fire something, because you know you're gonna get challenged, and he was able to get the 180 turn on. So yeah, Slasher.
To be completely honest with you, that's actually really easy to do when the guy behind you misses an entire clip in your back. That's pretty easy.
Well, see, I completely missed the part where Slasher was missing shots. I had no idea, but 4v3 right now in favor of ISO as far as man count goes, just because that first pick by LlamaGod doing great things. Also able to get the bomb down for the second time for him this entire matchup. Now FaZe going to be in a little bit of a sticky situation, but able to get that kill on Dito to even up at 3v3.
Yep, Slasher in the back of school, just going to look across. He's going to see one across towards fire window, going to put some shots in. A guy on bomb should be able to take him out. Enable now, left in a 2v1. Going to see one player in fire window. Don't expect that player to challenge. He's actually going to spot one laying down. Now he's going to get that player weak, decide to push. He's not going to be able to take out that player, and iSolation is going to go one round away from evening this up at one map apiece here against FaZe.
I'm really hoping we see like an exact same situation where FaZe is able to work the bomb site, or work the bomb into B, get it down, and then have both Slasher and Enable again left alive in a 2v1 against LlamaGod, just to see what happens. Like, just to see how they play it a second time.
That was silly. I can't believe that happened. Like, they had like a setup that like should never have been broken, and LlamaGod just went in there and he was like, guess what, I don't care. Well, it's going to be FaZe on the offensive side of things. What are you going to say, Chance?
Said he was also able to do it in like a second too. Like, he got 2 kills faster than like I can like do anything in Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, that was an insane play. He just had to, as soon as he killed the first player, he just kind of knew, not even knew, he just kind of said, okay, I just have to commit to just kind of pre-firing this area behind me, because that would make sense where the other player would come from. And he definitely figured out where he was coming from pretty quick. Enable on your screen, going to be carrying bomb, really doing a fantastic job for FaZe here in this S&D. Looks like they're going to decide to put in the school. There's one player mid-map. It's going to be Havoc. He can definitely cause some problems. See the positioning of him. He can definitely come behind some people as looks like FaZe going to commit towards that B bomb site.
Yeah, and then you saw the way that iSolation is, played at the start and is still playing it now, to where they're not challenging anything. They're hanging out and just pre-aiming different areas of the map. You saw Dito was able to get the first pick right there on Slasher. So FaZe already in a tough situation. Looks like they're going to be able to get the bomb down in B bomb site. But as soon as that happens, I expect ISO just to kind of take their time and flood in. Dito is going to miss a shot in that garage area, but still, tough situation for FaZe to be in right now. Puke able to pick up a kill on Lethal though, but Zuma's going to get taken it out right away by Nelson. So now moved on to a 3v2.
They're going to have to push in there though, because it looks like the bomb is going to end up getting defused if they don't. It's going to be one player in front of Enable. He's going to be able to take out a second. Enable going to get a 3-piece, I think. See if he got the final one. Enable picks up the 2. Did he get the 3rd, or was it a hoot from the window? Yep, Enable with a 3-piece in your final kill cam. Getting 2, turning around, burning Nelson right there for the 3. Enable single-handedly keeping FaZe alive. 2 of the craziest plays we've ever seen in S&D. One by LlamaGod, one by Enable there. Enable forcing that round 11. Huge plays out of it, Enable.
Whatever iSolation does, I really hope at some point they just get the bomb planted at B. That's really the only thing that's been not the only thing that's been good this match, but it's definitely been the best part of this match. If they get the bomb planted at B, insanity is going to happen in round 11.
And look at this. It's going to be iSolation stacking B bomb site and FaZe having nobody over on that side of the map. Very interesting. They're going to have one player. It's going to be Zuma watch middle, and then he's going to watch the A cross. He should be able to rotate back towards B. They're actually going to send Slasher back in there, but no, I'm not opposed to the way they're playing this, because I think B is definitely an easier site to overtake. Don't agree with what Slasher's trying to do right there. You were over by B, had to commit to it. It's going to be Dito picking him up cross map. It's going to be a 4v2. It's going to be Hoop and Enable going up against 3 players from iSolation. Currently, it's going to be Havoc, it's going to be LlamaGod, and Nelson. Enable's going to even that up at 2 players apiece. Hoop going to be trying to work around the outside. There's a player directly around the corner from him. Does he know he's there? Hoop not going to see him. He's going to be taken out, leaving Enable in a 2v1 here. We're either going to have tie score in the map count, or going to be 2-0 FaZe. Enable can work some magic again. He's going to spot one, not go to challenge him. Now it looks like he's going to go back out and then decide to challenge this player in the mid. The player's going to run away. Enable's going to have maybe 3 seconds to find this guy. He's going to pick him up. Can he get back to the bomb in time? Ooh, I don't think he has enough time, Chance.
No, he doesn't, but that was almost insanity again. All that player had to do was hide, which is what he did, and it worked out, but you can't really get closer than that. That B bomb site is ridiculous. Enable and LlamaGod are just making plays over there, but FaZe able to pull away with that one. They're going to win the second round as well, but in just an absolute ridiculous... No, my bad. Holy crap. I'm saying the completely wrong thing. And that's going to get tied up, which is even better because LlamaGod's coming up clutch.
Yeah, huge plays out of LlamaGod. Enable 16-6 for FaZe. Tried all he could not pull that map out for the squad, and it's going to be tied up at 1-1. Pretty insane series going on between FaZe and iSolation. Game 3 going to come up next.